this God I worship, if he looks down on black people, I don't want him. Wow. Because how, if indeed Jesus Christ is the only way to go to God, what about my ancestor who didn't hear about Jesus Christ? Is he in hell? Then I don't want this God. Then I don't want this God. Wow. And to be honest, the God I worship wouldn't say that. So there's a disconnect between the religion and in Ghana, for example, it's 70% Christian. So we wake up and we see Satan in us.
But I think this happens when we don't educate ourselves. When we let someone else educate us. Because I'll give you a prime example. I'm going to say some history about America, and it's going to go along right with what you're saying. When our people was let free out of slavery in 1865, the Protestants came about 15 years later when our people could read without somebody beating us on our back, right? And we started to read the full Bible for ourselves. Prior to that, there was a man named Gabriel Prosser. Look him up. He led a revolt because he read the Bible and said the Bible was black people. He said that this Bible is all about us. He read the book of Deuteronomy and said this is about our enslavement, and he led a revolt and he ended up falling. There was another man who did the same thing. His name was Nat Turner. He looked in the Bible and he had a revelation that this is us. This is our people. So when slavery was, they said, okay, can't be slaves. Now you're reading. Protestants said, hey, let's take out these books. One of the books they took out was the book of Maccabees. And in the book of Maccabees, there's a scripture that says the heathen has painted their likeness and their image on our scriptures. So this is done on purpose. You go to the 1400s, you see that the Pope began to paint the image of his son, Caesar Borgia, as the image of the Hamashiach, or you would say Christ. And then later on, you get the 1500s where they come in and they insert their language and their tongue, and you get the J, and now you got the name going along with it. See, we already had the name, we already had an understanding, and we had an image. Now, look at what's going on in the world. Prophetically, there's some very powerful stuff going on. Why is Putin giving speeches with a black Madonna behind him? That's a picture of Hamashiach or Christ as a black man. Why is he telling that truth? Because he understands that these power ties and what's going on right now, if you don't align yourself with the proper placement in prophecy, you're going to get dealt with. So we're in a time of judgment.
Wow.
Yeah, imagery, I know you was going to mention something along those lines. Imagery is definitely important. There was a pastor that said, shout out to Pastor Eric Mason, Epiphany Fellowship. He said that the image of white Jesus has done more damage in globally than even some wars, because it's still manifesting today. But